What are you doing? The new episode of Steven Universe is about to come on. And you know how I get about my gemstones.
I'm sure you must have just forgotten that Star vs. the Forces of Evil is on right now. Good thing I was here to remind you.
Oh, please. Why on earth would you watch that mindless show?
It's not mindless. And it's way less depressing than Steven Universe.
Well, I'm sorry you mistake drama for depression.
And I'm sorry you mistake mindless for hilarious.
What are y'all sugar cubes arguing about? Well, I want to watch the new Steven Universe.
And I want to watch the new Star vs. the Forces of Evil.
Look, I really don't care, because I called the couch to watch Rick and Morty.
Well, I thought that episode came on last night.
Yeah, but I was busy, so I recorded it. And I'm not waiting a minute longer to watch it.
That's ridiculous. You can wait. Besides, the new Gravity Falls is on in a bit.
Oh, come on! You'd rather watch a kid's show instead of a show for mature audiences?
Please, it's not even like you get half the fancy mathematics on that show. You just watch it for the blood and profanity.
Like I said, mature audience.
Steven Universe is the best show on TV. Gravity Falls is a great show.
Girls, what's all the arguing about?
I want to watch Rick and Morty.
I want to watch the new Gravity Falls.
And Rarity?
Steven Universe, the only show worth watching.
Pinkie Pie?
I'm from around here. I'm from another dimension.
Look, we have internet access. Can't two of you just watch it on the internet?
Beg your pardon, Twilight, but I'm the element of honesty, not the element of piracy. I support the official release.
Well, I don't see any other solution. Besides, I don't want any arguing while I'm watching TV.
Oh, are you watching We Bear Bears too? I just love those sweet little bears. And I can relate to Chloe on a spiritual level.
Oh, actually, I have something else to watch at that time.
Oh, well, what is it?
Oh, you know, just a cartoon show.
Which cartoon show?
Teen Titans Go.
Oh, come on!
That's shameful, right?
That garbage? You like that show too?
Now hear me out. If you look
At it as a parody of the original show, it's actually pretty funny.
This is a really weird episode.
I like it!
Ice Bear hates meta-humor.
Rarity faints. Teen Titans Go is just that bad that Rarity just faints and dies. Oh man, I would totally do the same. Oh, okay. And then Pinky's just like, you like that show too? And I'm just like, oh, I love this script so much. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Well, that's boring. That's slightly less boring.
Jenna, I've always loved you. I'm pregnant.
Well, that's boring. That's slightly less boring.
Like pencil sketches. That's all my Adobe Illustrator. Scalable. Featuring my new favorite Cody sport. Princess tossing. Well, I don't know. John was saying you pencil sport.
Oh, quit waving, you goofy fuck.
So a lot of people ask me how I got into animation. I assume because they want to get into animation themselves. But I always tell them that there's no one way of learning how to animate. There's multiple methods. The one I used personally was I just played around in Flash, saw what buttons do what, found out what buttons do what, found out what works and what doesn't work to my advantage. I call that the scientist method. It's when you basically experiment with something until you have a basic understanding of it. But sometimes people prefer to look up tutorials and do what they see in tutorials. Or as I call it, the student method. It's a method I sometimes use, but more often than not, I prefer to use the scientist method. But sometimes animation gets a little too tedious and might get a little too time-consuming, and sometimes people procrastinate. And sometimes they go even further and they just give up animating and they never try animating again. I call that the, if you want to lose your virginity, you'll choose this method. Now, I've been to enough conventions that I've met enough of my fans that I feel like I am properly able to identify the different types of fans that there are and the different types of fans that you all might be. For example, you have the hyper fan. Now, this is the type of fan that, you know, loves you, loves themselves, extremely loves your work, loves everything about life. They're extremely fun to be around. They make you feel really great about yourself. They might get a bit annoying at times, but for the most part, they're self-aware of that. And they just bring joy to any situation. Then you have the casual fan. Now this is the type of fan that, you know, they like your work, but they don't obsess over your work. They want to get to know you on a personal level. They want to know the human behind whatever it is the human is famous for. After being treated like you're above everybody else, it's nice to be taken back down to earth and be treated like an actual human being. Then you have the shy fan. You know, this fan goes without saying. You might be a little too intimidated to approach you, or they'll approach you, say like 1 or 2 stuttering sentences, and then never talk to you ever again. As much as I wish this type of fan was a bit more talkative, I do enjoy interacting with this type of fan because nothing boosts your confidence like someone forgetting how to speak simply because you said hi to them. Then you have the wannabe fan, interesting fan. They like your work, but for some reason when they get your attention, they feel the need to tell you about their own work and their own videos and their own art and their own series that they're working on. Fanfic, okay. And, you know, I'm all for people, like, trying to gain recognition through their creative ideas, but if you have to walk up to people and promote your own work yourself, odds are it's not work worth promoting. That's just the honest truth. And as much as I, like, want to tell these fans when they tell me about their work that I just don't care, I can't do that because that will be rude, and I don't want to be rude to my fans, so I just kind of have to pretend I care and just sort of nod my, like I call it the girlfriend nod, where you nod your head despite not listening to what the person's saying. And you have the critic fan. Now, when I wrote this panel, I originally had a description for the critic fan, like how I had a description for all those other types of fans. But when I read it back, I realized it was way too long. I just had way too much to say about this type of fan. It was just way too long. So I decided to shorten it. Okay, that might be a little too crass. Let's go with something a bit more kid-friendly. Autographs and pictures. Now, you know, I've given out a few, like, more than a few autographs and pictures throughout my time at this convention. Personally, I'm not the kind of person who actively goes out and looks for famous people to get autographs and pictures from. Personally, I just don't see the point unless I've made some kind of impact on that famous person's life. I just don't see the purpose in collecting autographs and pictures. But I do understand that there are some people out there who have, you know, legitimate reasons for collecting autographs and pictures. Now, you're either the kind of person that, you know, does care or doesn't care. I call them seekers and observers. Seekers are the people that care about autographs and pictures because they're seeking attention, not just from these famous people, but from their friends and family who they show these autographs and pictures to so that they recognize that they met this famous person, and so that the person they're showing these autographs and pictures to can say, oh, okay, I guess you wanted life, I guess? And the observers are people who don't really care one way or the other, they just don't see the point. And whenever you have two different types of people, they're going to look at each other in completely different ways, and they're going to stereotype each other in completely different ways. For example, this is how observers look at seekers. And this is how seekers look at observers. And based on that picture, this is how observers look at everything. And this is how seekers and observers look at me right now. Now, cosplay is another huge part of conventions that I've come to admire. Like, I'm not a huge cosplay aficionado or anything, but I do appreciate it when people put a lot of effort into their cosplays. And mostly I just observe cosplayers and I, record their activity, record some data, if you will. And I'd like to share some of that data with you right now, just some stuff that I found out relating to cosplayers. This is my blood pressure whenever I see someone in a fursuit coming towards me.
But why?
This is how good someone's cosplay is versus how insecure they are.
True.
This is how bad someone's cosplay is versus how funny it is to see them in the cosplay contest. This is the probability that a cosplayer at a pony convention that looks female actually is female. Okay, this next one might be a little, controversial, a little hard to take in, but I promise it's, 100% accurate. This next graph is how in character a cosplayer is versus how autistic they are. This is the probability that I'm going to hell. And this is a line graph cosplaying as a pie chart. I don't know. All right, now raves. Raves are another huge part of convention that attract a lot of attention. Who here has ever been to a rave? Yeah, they're fun. Panels are another huge part of conventions that I've come to admire. If I didn't admire them, I wouldn't be doing it right now. Now, panels can either be educational or entertaining, which means they have the potential to be either boring or obnoxious. Which means you're either going to walk out or see just how bad it gets. Now, sometimes I'll be attending a panel that is hosted by a really close friend of mine. I have a lot of friends who host panels, and sometimes I go to their panel. And sometimes I have to leave in the middle of it. Either because, someone's calling me, or I have somewhere to be, or I'm just bored out of my mind. And I have to leave in the middle of it, but I can't leave because it's one of my friend's panels. And out of the kindness of my heart, I cannot bring myself to leave a panel hosted by someone who I consider to be a close friend. So what I do is I yell out, "We're not friends anymore," and then I walk out. Now, by far, the most popular card game I've seen played at conventions is Cards Against Humanity. Surely, have any of you heard of this game?
Yes.
Alright, so I don't have to explain how it works?
No.
Alright, cool. So, I like the game enough, I like playing the game well enough, but I will admit that over time it does start to grow a little old on you, and it does start to get a little boring. You know, at some point it's just like, I get it, we're horrible people, you know, I just, you know, like I get it, you know, Bill Cosby raped Robin Williams, I get it, you know. You know, insert horrible thought here, you know, that's the point of the game, I understand. But at the same time, I don't want the game to eventually get boring over time. So I'd like to offer my advice on how to improve Cards Against Humanity to make it not eventually get boring over time. Now, you still keep the rule of the person with the most funny and most offensive card wins, but now the person with the least funny and least offensive card has to walk up to a random stranger and say whatever the winner's card said.
Rule 5 now. Good rule.
Okay, this is the last thing I'll talk about. Now, for a lot of people, conventions are their only means of escaping stress and pressure, but escaping stress and pressure without escaping into their minds. It's the only way of escaping in real life. Like maybe you're having a rough time at school, or maybe, you know, your job is giving you trouble, or maybe you just don't like your job, like most people, and, you know, maybe whatever it is, whatever stress is in your life, conventions are there purely to let go of it and not have to deal with it for 3 days. And then it's all of a sudden, it's all over. And I can understand why that would be really hard for some people, because it's really hard for me as well. It is really hard for me to pretend that I'm not happy that I get to go home. At long last, I am free to return to the realm where I determine my own destiny. A realm free of judgment. A realm free of peer pressure. A realm free of people who have never heard of personal space. A realm free of people who have never heard of deodorant. And a realm where I am free to not use deodorant. Want to hear the story of how I got punched in the face? Yeah. You guys just don't have questions, do you?
You're too awesome. We love you.
You're too boring. All right.
I get that a lot.
All right, so the story of how I got punched in the face by a Mr. Cake cosplayer, and in the process lost the respect of my girlfriend. So, okay, so like as you probably know, I planned on making a live-action music video to a song I wrote with Vanna Mellon called "The Real Pink Pony," and I planned on making this music video, and I planned on filming it at PonyCon, BabsCon, and here. That obviously that didn't happen, but the first place I was going to do it was at PonyCon, and Okay, you know how you have signs in life, like signals in life, where you should just stop doing what you're doing? Like whether you call them signs from God or signs from whatever. Like you have like signs that you should just stop in your tracks, stop in your path, and go on another path. Now, I had 3 of these, and I think that's appropriate because, you know, 3 strikes you're out. So I'm going to be naming these three signs that I had. So I get to PonyCon, and I'm meeting one of the cosplayers who agreed to be in it. And I'm looking for other cosplayers who might want to be in it as well. And I see this amazing Trixie cosplayer. Like, she looked exactly like how Trixie would look as a human being, except she didn't have the hoodie from Equestria Girls, which I found disappointing. And so I just had to have her in the music video. So I walked up to her and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, first of all, I love..."
So, Mr. James, tell me what's on your mind.
Well,
Hey, Nicole!
Oh, hey, you guys made it. And sadly, so did Kevin.
Hey! You should be happy I'm here. I told my 2 million Twitter followers all about where I am right now, so your show should get a lot more exposure. Sure, most of them responded with, "I don't live in that area," and "I don't care what you're doing," and "You don't have 2 million followers, you barely have 3. But I have a feeling I helped you out either way.
That last one was me.
Nicole, you look great.
Oh, thanks.
She thinks I look great. She thinks I look great.
So, how do I look? I'm not overdressed for this, am I?
You look okay.
Just okay?
What are you, a stereotypical blonde? I said you look fine.
Alright.
Well, it's about an hour until I go on. I should get backstage.
Okay, we'll see you on stage. I totally saw that.
And if you don't want to see stars, you'll shut the fuck up about it.
I guess I'm just not her type.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Oh, Penny, love me forever.
Hey, Nicole, just letting you know you're going on in an hour. Also, I wanted to wish you luck. I'll just leave you to whatever you were...
Well, I'm gonna go reserve our seats.
Alright, cool. You do that. I'm gonna go get a drink. With any luck, it'll actually help me enjoy this show.
Hey, can you keep an eye on Kevin? You know, make sure he doesn't go overboard with drinking and turn into the human embodiment of Iron Man 2.
Don't worry. I'll keep his head leveled. Or as leveled as Kevin's head can possibly be.
Right? Okay, see you inside.
So, how long have you been drinking? I mean, I understand the legal drinking age in Britain is 18.
Well, I started when I was 13.
13?
Okay, geez, it was 9.
That's even more shocking!
4?
Kevin!
Okay, fine, you got me. 9.
Well, I'd recommend you take it easy with the alcohol.
Ugh, please don't tell me you're gonna be uptight all night. Note to self, write an erotic poem entitled Uptight All Night.
I just feel like you're the type of person who tends to go overboard with drinking. And every other aspect of life.
And I feel like you're the type of person who's never even touched alcohol before.
Well...
Uh-huh, I knew it. Maybe a little alcohol intake would have gotten you more female friends. But hey, what do I know? I'm not a girl. Thank God. It's bad enough I bleed out of my nose. I'd hate to bleed out of my...
Pass that shit over here.
Hey, have you seen this girl with auburn hair and a red dress, or this British guy dressed like me with hair the exact same color as my skin?
Oh, yeah, I seen them. They left outside talking to this other couple about whooping their punk asses, or something like that.
What? So you're all probably wondering why I called you in here today.
Honestly, I stopped caring about a year ago.
Well, first off, I'm sure you're all just as annoyed as I am about all the online haters that are bad-mouthing the show. Oh, I'm annoyed. It has nothing to do with online haters, but I am annoyed. I mean, look at some of the comments we got in the last hour. This is the worst show on TV right now. The creators of Go wouldn't know real comedy if their last name was Comedy and their first name was Real. I could draw a stick figure on a piece of paper and it would automatically be a better character than any of the characters on Teen Titans Go.
That last one was mine.
Do you guys know why these people are dissing the show?
Yes, I do.
It's because they're all still butthurt about the original Teen Titans being gone.
And clearly you don't. If I could make a suggestion...
Starfire, remember what it says in your contract.
If I could make the suggestion, why don't we just ignore the people hating the show? I mean, you've ignored criticism thus far, why start now?
Well, first of all, this isn't criticism. It's just one of those haters gonna hate situations.
Don't you think there might be a reason for all this hate?
Yes. That reason being, haters gonna hate.
You sure it might not have something to do with the fact that our show's humor is on the same level of jingling keys in a child's face?
That's the point of the show! To offer a bit of immaturity to contrast how serious the original show was.
Yeah. The original show was completely 100% serious with no humor whatsoever.
Exactly, and if people don't like it, they just don't have a sense of humor. Which brings us to this newest episode. You guys are going to be confronted by Aqualad from Young Justice, and he starts complaining about how horrible you guys are.
How did you get Aqualad?
Well, at first he declined the offer, but then I told him he'd get to trash talk the show, and he immediately jumped on board.
You know, you might be able to get him as a main character if you made all of his dialogue based around trash-talking the show.
Let's sing the sandwich song!
Ooh, let me guess. It's just gonna be the word sandwich repeated over and over again. Yeah, you guys really live up to your name, Teen Titans.
That's Aqualad! I'm starting to think this wasn't a good idea.
This show wasn't a good idea.
Well, that's boring. That's slightly less boring.
Okay, wait. So you had how many brothers?
12 older brothers. 10 of them ignored all of the parties I threw for them. Seriously. For 3 years!
That's horrible!
It's what brothers do.
And sisters. I used to throw tons of parties for my sister Maud when we were little. But then, one day, she just shut me out. And I never knew why.
I would never shout you out.
Okay, can I just say something crazy?
I am crazy.
All my life I've thrown a party, no pony understood. And then suddenly I bump into you.
I was thinking the same thing. Cause like, I had traveled all my life just trying to find the greatest super party pony who can party like me.
But with you
I found my place. And it's sweeter than a chocolate cake galore. Loves the yummy s'more. Loves the yummy s'more. Loves the yummy s'more. With you. Loves the yummy s'more. I mean, it's awesome.
What?
We finish each other's.
Cinnamon buns?
That's what I was hungry for.
I would've never known
You party just like me. Jinx, our mental synchronization can't have but one explanation. You
And I
were
just
meant to be.
Say goodbye.
Say goodbye to the pain of the past. We don't have to. You. I mean, it's awesome.
What?
We finish each other's.
Cinnamon buns?
That's what I was hungry for.
I would've never known
You party just like me. Jinx, our mental synchronization can't have but one explanation. destination. You
And I
were
just
meant to be.
Say goodbye.
Say goodbye to the pain of the past. We don't have to feel it anymore. Love's the army smart. Love's the army smart.
Love can be so much more than tears. Love's the army smart.
Can I say something crazy? Will you be my special sun pony?
Can I say something even crazier? Yes!
Well, that's boring. That's slightly less boring.
I don't mind a little cold weather, snow or ice.
But when it becomes too intense, it isn't very nice.
At first, snow is beautiful. It's fluffy, white, and rich.
But when I have somewhere to go, it's such a fucking bitch. All I want to do is trot on over to the store. But now there's all the snow and ice that wasn't there before. I cannot walk 10 feet without falling on my ass. I must be honest and I'm sorry if this is kind of crass.
Winter's fucked up, winter's fucked up.
The snow is too fucking thick.
Winter's fucked up, winter's fucked up.
No one enjoys being sick. Winter can suck my dick.
I don't understand why I must make the weather suck. Something to do with harmony. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. Flying is way better than walking on the ground. But when I fly, I am repeatedly snowbound. Oh, fuck!
Winter's fucked up, winter's fucked up.
30 degrees below zero.
Winter's fucked up, winter's fucked up.
The sidewalk's always narrow.
Winter's fucked up, winter's fucked up.
Outside, keep your mouth closed, cause winter fucking blows.
Now I have to wear like 7 layers of clothing. These coats are collapsing my lungs, and yet I'm still singing. I can barely see anything with all the wind and snow. I'm almost killed by falling icicles. Mother Nature is a homicidal hoe. Winter's fucked up, winter's fucked up. I don't know why others like it. Winter's fucked up, winter's fucked up. Holidays are a benefit. Winter's fucked up, winter's fucked up. But once they're over, it becomes a load of shit.
And sure, Phillies and Colts might get at least one snow day, but then they have to make up all their homework anyway.
And snowball fights are kind of fun unless you are a nerd. This song should apply to you even if you haven't joined the herd.
Oh, yeah.
Winter's fucked up, winter's fucked up.
The rooftops are caving in.
Winter's fucked up, winter's fucked up. Weather like this should be a sin. Winter's fucked up, winter's fucked up.
Can't wait for spring to begin. Frostbite fucked up my skin.
The other seasons have problems. Summer's hot as balls, but at least I can walk around and not constantly fall.
Speaking of which, autumn is fine despite the leaves dying, and spring has rebirth, makes up for it with rainbows, flowers,
and other gay stuff.
Winter's fucked up, winter's fucked up.
Can traffic please move faster?
Winter's fucked up, winter's fucked up.
Californians are lucky bastards.
Winter's fucked up, winter's fucked up.
How long will this bitch last?
I hope this shit melts fast.
Fuck winter in the
Motherfucking ending credits. These are the fucking credits.
Okay, what about an episode where the Titans each create clones of themselves to do the work that they don't feel like doing? It's the most original plot I could think of. Why not have Robin be secretly into ballet, and when the other Titans find out, he tries to kill them before they tell anyone else? That sounds like something Robin would do, right?
How about we reference the fact that Raven is a brony for the 100th time? I'm pretty sure people still find it hilarious.
That's it! We'll have Beast Boy and Cyborg join the military, and since they're both idiotic jackasses, they'll just annoy everybody the entire episode. Robin, where have you been, man? We're supposed to be getting the new piece of script any second now. Trust me, Cyborg, I don't think we'll be getting another crappy script anytime soon. Okay, guys, we had a little mishap in the writer's room. We don't have a script for you right now, but regardless, we need you guys on set. But how can we do an episode if we don't have a script? It's called improv, Robin. But dude, we're not improvisers. And the writers we had weren't writers. They were a bunch of Wendy's employees and mentally handicapped people. That explains a lot. Come on, improv will be fun. Cyborg, you can be the Wayne Brady of the group. And why Wayne Brady?
Well, that's boring. That's slightly less boring.
Apples to the door.
Howdy, Nux. Haven't seen you in a while. Where you been?
I've been getting a cactus removed from my fucking torso!
Oh. Well, you look great.
The doctor spent 3 hours picking cactus thorns out of my intestines!
Well, I see they did a rip-snorting good job.
You bucked a cactus through my... Hey, what's that?
Oh, this here is the medal I won in the Iron Pony competition.
Iron Pony?
It's a series of 20 athletic competitions between 2 or more ponies to see who's the top athlete. At least, that's what it says on the Wikipedia.
And this is a first-place medal.
Yup.
Well, you're lucky I'm not a prissy little pony like you. Otherwise, I would have kicked your... what is it called? A plot?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Perhaps you ain't aware that I'm the #1 apple bucker in all of Ponyville.
Uh-huh, I see. And does apple bucking require you to protect the Master Emerald from evil villains on an island that can float above ground? Buck, no it doesn't! I can shatter a 3-ton rock with my own 2 fists!
Well, I can knock down a 40-foot tree with my own 4 hooves.
Okay, that's it. You and me, right now.
You seriously want to do this?
What's the matter, little lady? Scared?
Okay.
Okay. 1. Sonic, hey! Listen, I need to borrow the Chaos Emeralds.
Well, I really don't know where they are, considering after I used them in that race, they kinda did the whole Dragon Ball thing and scattered all over the world.
Wait, so you used these Chaos Emerald things to turn into that yellow ball of spikes?
Pretty much, yeah. We also used them to travel through time, bring people back to life, get free Wi-Fi.
So, do you think if I used them, I'd be able to turn super too?
Probably. I mean, Knuckles can turn super, Tails can turn super, Silver for some reason can turn super. For all I know, Big the Cat can turn super. Wait, why do you need the Chaos Emeralds anyway?
I want to challenge Applejack to an Iron Pony competition to prove that I'm stronger than her.
Okay, and why do you want to do that?
Because she beat me at arm wrestling. Okay, if I'm gonna find all the Chaos Emeralds, I'm gonna have to use all my skills as a hunter. Finally, I have all the Chaos Emeralds. Now then, time to kick some butt. Applejack! I challenge you to an Iron Pony competition. Or, in this case, an Iron Pony / Echidna competition. The point is I challenge you.
Nux, that's a quite nice shade of pink you got there.
Never mind that. Do you accept the challenge or what?
Okay, fine. I'll accept y'all's challenge. I could use the entertainment.
Oh, it'll be entertaining. For me.
Now this is the story all about me and how I beat this little pony. And I'd like to take a minute to explain what I did. I'll tell you how I became Knuckles the Kid now. On Angel Island, born and raised, the Master Emerald Shrine's where I spent most of my days. Chilling out, relaxing, this island's all mine, yeah, beating up Eggman outside the shrine. When this redneck pony from this little ghost show plucked a cactus through my torso. I got in one little fight and my mom jumped in. She said, "You're entering the end."
I don't get it. How is this even possible?
Chaos control.
Huh?
He must have found all 7 Chaos Emeralds and turned into a super form of himself, which is why he looks like a lesbian Amy Rose.
So that's it then. He's cheated. Why does everyone who's not an Earth Pony cheat at this competition?
Okay, let's get this last event over with so I can officially start gloating.
Not so fast, you shit-eating cow f***ing sucker.
Jesus.
You've been cheating this entire time with those chaos thingy-ma-f***ers.
Oh, of course, the person losing accuses the person winning of cheating. Look, why can't you just accept the fact that maybe that old stereotype about men being more athletic than women is true? Shit, right! She stabbed me in the torso with a fucking cactus!
After watching that PMV, yes, Mom, I got here safe. No, I I didn't have any problems finding out where to go. Alright. Alright, I'll call you if there's an emergency. Okay. Love you too. Bye. Paranoid bitch. Scarlet!
Oh man, it feels like forever since we've seen each other.
You make that sound.
Are we literally the only ones who saw that? Nope.
Well, that's boring.
Not bad.
Well, what do you think?
Wow, Amy, I'm liking your new design. Hell, I just might ask you out.
Really?
No. I mean, we might all look different, and I might have this scarf that kind of makes me look like that homicidal maniac from Uncharted, but I'm still gonna be a complete and total douche. Mainly towards you. Tails, looking good.
Did we all break our legs? Like, why are they making us wear all these bandages on our limbs?
Apparently it's supposed to be sports tape, because that's totally necessary now for some reason. I mean, I think it makes us look pretty badass.
Yeah, about as badass as a yellow fox, a blue hedgehog, a pink token female character.
Screw you!
And a red echidna can be. In fact, is Knuckles done with his redesign yet?
Knuckles?
Yeah?
Didn't you ever watch that after-school special about how dangerous it is to take steroids?
Come on, guys. This is just so I look like the big, strong, tough guy I'm supposed to be.
Look, you can tell he's been taking steroids. His dick and balls are totally gone.
Hey, I never had those to begin with. Wait a minute, you never had those to begin with either.
Yeah, but I'm not the big, strong, tough guy, now am I?
Well, that's boring.
Vent, the stallion you've all been waiting for. Fool us, keep your friends close, they will drive. And here to perform on this deserted island. Jealous cause the lead pony smiling. You need to chill cause you know just who I am. Out here, no cell phone service with a blank sterile service purpose. Not worthless, look under the surface. Clear blue sea, and these ponies are shirtless. Clear blue sea, and you claim the
When it's not about me, the tree, the lights, or the presents underneath. I thought I knew what's underneath the.
You're fighting Christmas.
Try to beat it down, that jingle in your voice, make it cold, make.
Furry convention.
These are all extremely vague stereotypes.
I've got better things to do around here than brushing my teeth.
Dental hygiene is just so not cool.
No time to brush. Must finish these dresses.
Alicorns don't need to brush their teeth.
I'll just use your toothpaste cannon. If you're like any of these ponies, your dental hygiene is no good. And that's why you come to Colgate's Dentistry. We guarantee clean teeth in 30 minuets or less. Now come on, say it with me, Rainbow Dash.
Ugh. Brushy, brushy, brushy.
Rainbow Dash, hold still.
Well, that's boring. That's slightly less boring. Well, that's boring.
Yes! It's just as the ancient bullshit foretold! Alright, Deadly Six, you work for me now. and I order you to go kill Sonic!
Who?
Blue hedgehog, about 3 feet tall, has one huge eyeball with 2 pupils. He's a freaking circus act. You can't miss him.
You know we're just gonna betray you at the end of this.
I'm used to it.
Mr. Sonic, how come you're the only animal here who wears gloves and shoes?
Oh, I'm not the only one. I'm sure one of my retarded friends is around here somewhere. Wait, hang on, let me make my entrance. Oh, yeah, this is happening.
Okay, anyway.
We are here to kill you, Sonic.
Oh, yeah? Well, you'll have to catch me first. Let's go!
Wow. Sonic is a bit of a wuss.
I know, I mean, he just ran away.
I mean, how does he know we're not gonna kill all these little midget farm animals? In fact, let's do that, just to teach him a lesson.
Okay. I'm off on a new venture, la la, la la. Green Hill Zone again? Come on, guys. Look, I get it. You know, Green Hill Zone, first iconic level and stuff. But for f***'s sake, do I have to go through this stage every time you guys want to make money?
Well, that's boring. That's slightly less boring. This is pretty much going to be your typical update video. I hoped I'd never have to make one of these.
God damn it. What's wrong?
Rainbow Dash! Celestia, damn it.
Pinkie Pie, I see you're no longer stuck in that tree.
And Amy, I see you're no longer stuck in Pinkie Pie's plot? Yeah, plot.
Yeah, that was a crappy week. Anyway, we just want to congratulate you guys on that awesome race you had.
Yeah, and Sonic, even though you lost to Dashy, you tried your hardest, and that's all that matters.
Wait, what are you talking about? Sonic beat Rainbow Dash.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Dashy who won.
Look, ladies, can't we just compromise and say that we tied?
Well, I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
Did you actually think they'd compromise?
No, but it was worth a shot.
Besides, how did you even see anything? Your head was in a tree the whole time.
Well, your head was in my...
Would you stop bringing that up?
Besides, even if he did win, he totally cheated by using those Super Saiyan whatever powers.
Really? You're accusing Sonic of cheating when Rainbow Dash sliced a mountain in half, electrocuted Sonic over a volcano, and caused an avalanche with her Sonic Rain Blast?
It's Sonic Rain Boom, and you have no idea how useful that's been.
Seriously, how did they see all this?
Internet.
Dashy saved Rarity's life with the Sonic Rain Boom. What's Sonic ever done?
You mean besides destroy the Death Egg, defeat a giant liquid dildo, fly through an Earth God's brain, and kill 2 genies? Shall I go on, or do you feel dumb enough?
Yeah, and how many of those achievements are actually canon?
F*** you! Sonic is faster!
I want him inside me.
What now, bitch?
Hey, look, Sonic!
Hey, look! Fun! You know, maybe we shouldn't get so obsessive over who won the race.
Yeah, it was just a silly race after all. I mean, what are we, YouTube commenters?
Exactly.
I was living the life, yes, I was having so much fun. I was winning awards I didn't even know I won. And just in case you can't tell, all of that went straight to hell when I was kidnapped by some Afghan guy who made me build a missile, or I would die. I got a magnet in my chest, thanks to this guy wearing a vest who dies, but I am able to give them all the boot. With the fire I can shoot from this really kick-ass suit. I can also fly for like 8 seconds. But after some improvements using robotic tools, I was able to make the suit way more cool. Then I got rebellious, Obadiah Stane got jealous, and he stole my heart in a completely non-gay way. In a completely non-gay way. And so I killed him.
I've been living in a third world country, which is kind of ironic since I'm trying not to get angry. I've been working in a bottle factory, then I got discovered and tracked down by the military. Then back in New York I found my girlfriend.
I destroyed a helicopter.
And then this guy got jealous of me, deja vu. And then he became a muscly freak too.
Kinda wish I had killed him. Stark Expo's back, and now that everyone knows that I'm a superhero and hammer tech blows, my life is great, nothing can go wrong. Oh wait, some Russian guy wants me to die, and so I killed him. Okay, I lied. The Russian went on to work for Hammer Tech. I found a crossword puzzle on my neck, and so I threw a party, and I really partied hardy until Rhodey came in, kicked my ass, and stole my suit, and now the Russian guy has drones, and I'm pretty much all alone. Since Pepper abandoned me, Rhodey's a war machine, my chest is killing me, so I invent a new element, shaped like a triangle, and then I killed that Russian guy. In the land of Asgard, I'm about to be king until I disobey my father, which kind of screws up everything. Stripped of powers, banished to earth, hilarity ensues. I get arrested by S.H.I.E.L.D. and I fall in love with a Jew. While I'm gone, Loki takes over Asgard. Without my powers, killing this giant Cyclops thing is really hard. Through the power of Odin's tear, I get my powers back, and now I have no choice but to counter Loki's attack by killing him. Kind of, not really. I wanted to be an American soldier, but instead they gave me the cold shoulder. They thought I'd get killed easily, just because I have a few health difficulties. So to save myself the embarrassment, I partake in a dangerous experiment that gives me biceps, pecs, and abs. I can also run slightly faster, so I go murder some Nazi bastard, led by a guy who's named Red Skull for some reason. And so I killed him right before crashing into the Arctic and freezing over for several decades. I wake up in the future where I have to adjust to seeing black people sitting in the front of the bus. And so just when I think that this is all a bad dream, this black guy tells me about joining a team. Now we all are obligated to join forces, even though we hate each other for some bizarre reason. And well, we can't kill each other since we're all equally mashed. So we might as well stop this plan that Loki has hatched.
Wait, Loki's alive? Indeed. What the hell? Bruce didn't kill the abomination. Yeah, Bruce, what the hell was that about?
Well, my girlfriend told me not to.
Pussy.
The portal opens, Loki's army attacks, it's a fight scene. We have each other's backs, rather suspenseful. Since Tony almost dies, Loki is stopped thanks to Thor, Captain America, Hulk, Iron Man, and these guys. And so we killed him.
Well, we didn't kill him, we just sort of beat the shit out of him.
You know, if you dickheads aren't going to do your job, could you at least follow proper stereotype and be black?
Well, that's boring. That's slightly less boring.
So what if the professor gave away his last starter Pokemon right before I decided to become a trainer? All I gotta do is capture one.
That was a very odd recovery.
What was so odd about it?
Just hold still. This will only hurt for a second.
I don't know. It just seemed odd to me. So, you're the smart one in your group?
Yeah, and I'm guessing you're the smart one amongst your friends?
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm the only smart one. I mean, Sonic jumps into things without thinking. All Amy thinks about is Sonic. Shadow has too much amnesia to think, and Knuckles doesn't think at all.
I totally understand. I mean, it's awesome being the smartest, and the most organized, and the best at magic, and arguably the most stylish. Kinda lost my train of thought, but you get the point. Besides, I'm sure you're pretty good at magic too.
I don't really believe in magic.
What?
I mean, what do you think I am, 7? I'm not. I'm 8. And magic is just for little kids.
Are you kidding? Magic is the reason we all exist. Magic is the reason we have a black colt as president. Well, technically he's a zebra, but people treat him like a black colt.
Sorry, Twilight. I just don't see any evidence that magic is real.
Oh, yeah? Well, how about this?
Psh, big deal. I invented a teleportation device last week. That's science, not magic.
Fine. Well, what about this?
So some ponies developed psychokinesis. In 200 years, everyone will have psychokinesis. Sure, they'll be annoying and have marijuana-shaped hair, but still.
There's just no convincing you, is there?
Hey, I'm willing to believe anything as long as there's evidence to back it up.
Okay then, Stephen Hawking. How about this? Oh my. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to be that powerful. I thought it'd just tweak your shoulder a bit. I didn't mean to. Ah!
So guys, did you see who won?
Twilight, you saw me wipe the floor with this rodent, right?
Tails, you saw me turn this horse into glue, right? Tails?
Is Tails' ribcage usually torn apart?
No. Are Twilight's eye sockets usually on fire?
No.
Let's never speak of this again.
Never speak of what again?
Exactly.
To get you by my side, I've tried everything, I'm even trying to sing. It's not like I can just transform into a king. I mean, if I could, I definitely would. Something tells me I should take you for a ride so I can get to know you as well as show you how much I care. If only you would notice me before now, all I can do is stare.
Alright, that's it. Desperate times call for implausible measures. You will notice me!
Sure I will.
Hi, Debbie.
Oh, hi, James.
So I was just wondering if maybe, if you're not busy, then we could go out after school?
Okay, sure.
Really? Okay, great. So I'll meet you outside of school.
Okay, see you then.
All right.
Okay, James, if there's one thing girls like, it's a guy who knows how to handle a ball.
That better mean what I hope it means.
It means if you're ever going to get a girlfriend, you need to know how to play at least one sport. And given the circumstances...
What circumstances?
You know, the fact that you're... Let's start with basketball.
But I suck at basketball.
Yeah, right. Next you'll tell me you don't like fried chicken, or you actually give tips to people who service you.
Right. No offense, Q, but I don't really think you're one to give advice on getting girls.
What's that supposed to mean? Last week I went on a date with Crystal.
And how did that go?
Better than I thought. She didn't kill me. The point is, I have experience. Look, you don't even have to be good at basketball. Just make one shot, and those cheerleaders will be all over you.
Well, you're the expert.
Okay, bad news, they're unconscious. Good news, you can still f*** them.
Come on, Tails, keep up!
Almost there!
So, you think this might be Eggman's lair?
I don't know. It looks pretty suspicious, but I'm not quite sure.
Only one way to find out.
Oh, Sonic, long time no see.
Eggman, long time no see.
Sonic, Tails, long time no see.
Knuckles, long time no see.
Okay, both of you shut up.
So, Sonic, you're probably wondering how I got out of deep space from our last encounter.
Nah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I don't really care.
It's actually a complex story involving the supernova phenomenon colliding with a black hole.
Can we just skip to the part where I kick your ass already?
Actually, that won't be necessary. The fact of the matter is, I've reformed. I'm no longer evil.
Well, that's a relief.
Yeah, I was getting tired of you tricking us into thinking you were good and then being evil again. But it's good to know that you actually mean it this time.
Yes, indeed. Now give me your Chaos Emerald.
Okay.
Whoa! Ha ha ha! Idiotic statement!
Sarcastic remark.
Annoyed sigh.
What the Tails? Why didn't you catch me?
I wanted to keep the joke running.
What joke? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Where are we? Way past uncool. Who are you? I'm Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. No way, man, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. But that is a pretty good line there. I think I'll start saying that whenever people ask who I am. But seriously, what the hell's going on here?
According to this device, we've somehow arrived 20 years in the past.
Oh, no wonder this place looks familiar. Who are you?
Oh, I'm Tails. I'm gonna be your sidekick 1 year from now.
Gee whiz, your voice is annoying. It's like you're voiced by a girl or something. Boy, I hope I never have a sidekick like you.
Uh-oh, time paradox! Time paradox!
So, are there any other sidekicks I meet in the future?
Guys, I'm kind of fading away over here!
Yeah, but most of them aren't that annoying. I mean, there's Knuckles, who, granted, has the IQ of tinfoil.
Guys!
And then there's Shadow, who kinda looks like you, but has no personality outside of folding his arms.
There's still a chance!
Jeez, these guys sound like the lamest group of jackasses on Earth. I hope I never run into any of them. When did I dye my eyes green? Ugh.
Okay, which tree should we chop down?
What about that one?
No, that one's too short. Oh, what about that one?
No, that one's on fire.
Good point, good point. Perfect! Alright, let's chop this thing down. RD, where's the axe?
I thought you had it.
Okay, how do we chop this tree down without an axe?
Are you sure this is a good idea?
Trust me, this can only result in success.
You do know what success means, right?
You maybe want to give me a hand?
Sorry, I can't.
Why not?
No hands. Oh, come on. That was funny. Cool. Now the awesomeness begins. You got the decorations?
Yup, got them right here. Now how should we set them up?
Trust me, this can only result in success.
Well, this should be entertaining for me.
Now that's what I call decking the hall.
Wowzers. On the history of contact lenses.
James, did I call on you?
No, Mr. Light.
Then shut the hell up!
Yes, Mr. Light.
Anyway, our school, Heartland High School, has been chosen to produce a commercial for the Cancer Cure Foundation.
Question. Might I ask why they're calling upon a high school to make the commercial as opposed to, oh, I don't know, an actual production company?
They believe that high school students have the intelligence and creativity to create something truly astonishing.
No, seriously, why?
We were the best they could afford.
Ah.
Now then, you will all be separating into groups, and whichever group creates the most impressive commercial will have their advertisement premiere on national television.
Cool. Can we choose our own groups?
Hell no! Group A, Group 2, Group last. There, y'all got 2 weeks.
Seriously? I have to work with Jane Lynch over here? Won't she be too busy scissoring to do any work?
Shut up, Crystal. I'm not gay just because I don't wear clothing that covers 8% of my body.
No, you're gay because you're a lesbian.
Don't you think we should be nicer to Minnie since she's going to be working with us?
Shut up, Carol.
Okay.
Well, if it isn't Crystal. It would appear you've been paired with the one and only Cubics. You just might be the luckiest girl in the history of my genitals.
Stay away from me, you horny freak.
You know, you wouldn't be calling me a horny freak if, you know, you just had sex with me that night instead of throwing me out the window.
We are gonna be the greatest team ever.
You, Larry.
We need a name, like the Cancer Conquerors, or the Cancer Crusaders, or the Honey Badgers.
This should be a fun learning experience. So, how is everyone? Daniel, how's it going? Good to know, good to know.
Well, as the self-proclaimed leader of this little platoon of ours, I suggest that before we do anything, we must ask ourselves, Why is cancer bad?
Can we possibly have a leader whose brain wasn't made in Mexico?
Well, Mrs. Cockblock, do you have any ideas?
Okay, we're trying to get people to give their money to cancer, right? What's the one thing that's guaranteed to make people give up their money? Besides that,
Indian casinos?
Church?
Anything starring Will Smith?
a reward! Everyone who donates to the Cancer Cure Foundation has a chance of winning a brand new Ford Focus.
Wouldn't we be losing money by buying the Ford Focus?
She makes a valid point.
Shut up, Carol.
Okay.
If we want this commercial to be a success, what we need is music. This is my chance to be discovered and be recognized for the musician that I am.
Yeah, that'll happen. Right after Al-Qaeda starts singing Christmas carols.
Speaking of which, Carol, do you have any ideas?
Well, I do have one idea. Cancer is an extremely serious matter that affects the lives of millions of people every day. Cancer is the reason many people are unable to fulfill their hopes and dreams. Many families have suffered tragic losses due to cancer. We're doing all we can to find a cure, and with your help, we become that much closer to putting a stop to this devastating occurrence.
Damn it, Carol! You're ruining my eyeshadow.
I'm sorry.
Damn right you are. Carol, I love your compassion, but we need something a little less tear-jerking. Otherwise, people will just change the channel. And we don't want to be Sarah McLachlan, now do we?
I believe I have exactly what we're looking for. You see, I know what people want, and what people want is what I know. I don't normally donate money to cancer research, but if I ever do, I'll prefer the Cancer Cure Foundation. Stay donating, my friends.
Cubics, not everything needs sexy half-naked women in it to be successful.
Oh, James. Poor naive and possibly homosexual James. Do you think Transformers would have been as great a movie if Megan Fox wasn't in it?
I'm pretty sure it would have been just as big a piece of shit as it already is. It just would have been a Megan Fox's piece of shit.
I'll tell you what this commercial needs.
If it's the Star of David, I'm hitting you over the head with cubics.
No. So according to Wikipedia, over 11 million people worldwide get cancer every year. Then again, it was Wikipedia, so the real statistic could be anywhere from 11 million to 11.
Dude, cancer is a serious matter. Can you put humor in a commercial for cancer donation? It's like putting honesty in a political speech.
Wow, Daniel, you seem to have a pretty good idea of how you want this commercial to play out. Okay, what do you think we should do?
I don't care.
Would you guys stop using me as an appliance? Hello.
Hey! Bring it on, Blondie.
Come and get it, Chaz Bono.
Please be gentle.
Hey! 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 You know, I knew it was gonna be a challenge working with you guys, but Jesus Christ, I had no idea you guys would go this batshit insane. Not to mention, you're all completely missing the point of this assignment. I mean, all you care about is money, all you care about is sex, all you care about is getting discovered, all you care about is whatever she cares about, all you care about is comedy, and all you care about is nothing at all! I mean, somewhere out there is a cancer patient with maybe a few weeks of life left, and all you guys can care about is your own personal gain!
Suzanne?
Yes, dear?
I'm not quite sure, but I have the strangest feeling that someone somewhere is defending me.
Dave,
for the last time, your cancer did not give you superpowers.
You know, you assholes are living proof that no one really gives 2/3 of an elephant's about cancer until it affects their own lives. Until you, or a friend, or a family member gets cancer, all people care about is their own profit.
Wow. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, sorry about that. I kind of just got carried away with all the fighting and just... I didn't really mean...
The only way this commercial will be effective is if we convince people that they could get cancer too.
Okay, that's not really what I was going for.
Yeah, we need to center our commercial around the idea that it could happen to anyone.
It's kind of a dickish thing to say. I mean...
Yeah, I'll make the music, Carol can write the script, Daniel will film it, Larry can edit it all together, Cubix can be the main actor, and Lindsay Lohan can be the main actress.
Yes! Hey!
Then, wait, what am I supposed
Come
to
on, guys. If we all work together, we can make this happen.
Yeah.
Cheers! Whatever.
If you're watching this, odds are you're in relatively good health.
And odds are, you don't want to get cancer.
The Cancer Cure Foundation is determined to put a stop to this thing that no one wants to have happen to them.
But it's not free. What, you thought we could cure cancer without budget? What, do you have traumatic brain injury? If so, this isn't your charity.
By donating to the Cancer Cure Foundation,
You're bringing humanity
that much closer
to finding a cure
for cancer.
Well, Group Last, congratulations on producing the most well-made and unnecessarily hilarious commercial out of the entire class.
Well, technically, we're the only group that didn't procrastinate and edit a bunch of YouTube clips together at the last minute.
God damn it, just take the f***ing compliment!
Well, guys, we may have had our disagreements at first, but at the end of the day, we all pulled together when it really mattered. And if that's not...
Whoa, wait. We could have just edited a bunch of YouTube clips together.
That's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is, I think we make a pretty good team.
Nah.
I'm pretty sure this was a one-time thing.
This wasn't that enjoyable, actually.
You people are the worst.
If I could get away with it, I would kill you all.
Me too.
You know, usually I enjoy working with people. My balls itch. So, you guys want to see a movie or something? We could all see movie 43 and then kill ourselves afterwards.